Hey, everybody. I'm getting a lot of questions about typing things into the homework. So, the most important thing to do right now is to make sure that you just understand like how the question wants you to do this, make sure you're reading properly. So, here's what I mean. So, I'll do a couple questions just so you can see how this works. All right. But question number 4. All right. So they're asking here a sample space contains 7 simple events. So they range from E1 all the way up to and including E7. And they want us to use the following 3 events. So we have event A, event B, and event C. Okay. So here are the events listed here. Hopefully you can see my mouse and everything. And they want us to uh, list the simple events that are in the following. So they went both A and B. Well, the only event that is in both A and B is going to be E1. So you can see here, E1 is in both. So how do we type this in? Well, you have to type in E1. So when we click on the box, we're going to type in a capital letter E because WebDesign is case sensitive. And then to get the number 1, there are 2 ways to do this. The first way is to know the shortcut on your keyboard for for a subscript. It's the underscore. If you don't know what that is fine. But if you look over here to the right, all right, this is your math pad. This is where everything kicks in. So what you have to do here on the right-hand side is just go ahead and try to find the one where it's the underscore. And if you look underneath functions, it's right here. So you would click there and then go ahead and type in the number 1, and then you would submit your answer. All right. And then you get a nice green check mark because you know it's correct. So for question 4, question 5, question 6, question 7, they're all going to be the same. All right. But then we need to get to questions 9 and 10. All right. So number 9, and I'll do number 9. I'm not going to do the entire answer. I'm going to leave that up for you, but I'm going to show you at least one of them. Okay. So consider the following experiment. A coin is tossed 3 times, and the upper face is heads or tails for each toss. Now, we did this in class, if you remember. So they want us to use a tree diagram to find the simple events, and then here is where they tell you how they want the answer. So enter your answers as a comma-separated list. Enter each simple event in the format O1, O2, O3, where OI is the outcome of the ith toss. Only use H for heads or T for tails. So, for example, we could totally have the situation where we toss this coin 3 times. That's our first event. Each simple event is going to be the individual tosses, and you can get heads on all 3 tosses. So, the first one is going to be heads, comma, heads, comma, heads, and the parenthesis. Now, you can also have the situation where you can get, let's say, all tails. So, capital T, comma, T, comma, T, and the parenthesis, comma. And you keep doing this for all of the outcomes that you can have. Now, you got to be careful because I did this on purpose because I want to show you. Notice right here, that space is kind of bigger than this space right here. And the reason I hit the space bar, okay? Do not hit the space bar. It doesn't say enter your enter as a comma separated list with spaces. It says enter the comma separated list. So you would just have to find all of the outcomes and just type them into the answer box. Okay? Now we'll look at question number 10. Question number 10 says, consider the following experiment. A bowl contains 4 candies, red, brown, yellow, and green. Draw 2 candies at random, 1 for you to eat and 1 for a friend. They want you to use a tree diagram to find the simple events for the experiment. And once again, this is right here is the information on how they want the answer. So enter your answers as a comma separated list, just like in question 9. Enter each simple event in the format C1, which is your first choice, C2, which is your second choice, where CI is going to be the color of the ith candy. See, this notation right here, this CI stuff, is just saying, hey, you're going to pick once and then you're going to pick twice. That's all that means. And they want us to use R for red, B for brown, Y for yellow, and G for green. So, for example, you could reach into the bag and pick a red and then a blue. You can also reach into the bag and pick out a red and a green. And what you have to do is you have to go ahead and find all of the other combinations of that. Okay? Now, to help you with all this, question 11 sets up the tree diagram for you. Except this one's a little bit different because question 11 says, hey, a bowl contains 2 red and 3 yellow balls. Go ahead and, 2 balls are randomly selected. Use a tree diagram to find the to diagram to list the 20 simple events, and they're telling you how they want the answers labeled. Okay? So once again, all you have to do is just follow what they want. So for example, the first one, for this one, if you follow the tree diagram, you come up, there's R1, then it branches off to R2. So the first answer is R1, R2. Then the next answer would be R1, Y1, because this is the second branch. So R1, Y1. And you will just finish this the whole way down. Okay? So I hope this helped. Like I said, I was getting a lot of emails about this, and there's a lot of ask your teacher questions about this. All right. So just take your time, refer back to this video as much as you need. Enjoy. I'll see you all in class.